Hi, everyone. I am Anna, and welcome to today's message. You can only bring the horse to water from Matthew 10:14. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off of your feet. This verse from Matthew is said by Jesus as he's sending his 12 disciples out to preach. He's telling them to assess whether the people or the town that they were going to would be receptive to the message of Jesus. And it explains that those who listen will be considered worthy, and those who reject the message will be deemed unworthy. They are told to shake the dust off of their feet and move along. Now, in Jewish tradition, the act of shaking the dust off of your feet was done when leaving the area where the Gentiles were, showing that they were leaving and taking nothing with them, not even the dust. And that was separating themselves from the impurity, and it was used as a form of rejection. Now, in this verse, Jesus is using this tradition to explain the judgment of God on those who reject the message of Christ, of Jesus. And it is symbolic in that he gives no responsibility then to the disciples for the unbelief of those they encounter. Now, today, in today's world, this is seen as a message to not worry about the rejection from those who refuse you or the gospel of Jesus, and to leave the consequences of their rejection to God, who will divinely hold them accountable. It is also a message that teaches us to walk away from those who are unresponsive and do not linger around trying to get them to listen. You have to create your own spiritual separation so that you can remain personally accountable, because you have your own responsibility to accept or reject the message that you receive. And the messenger who shares the message is just that, a messenger. You can't help it if someone doesn't want to hear it. You are to give them the information, but beyond that, it is a personal journey that must be accepted or rejected individually. This is a bit like you can bring the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Now, for me, this message is very significant. In fact, profoundly significant for me. I've spent my entire life telling people about Jesus, but only about a year of sharing Christ with people by means of video, using things like Facebook and TikTok and school and YouTube. And I've shared my story thousands of times in my lifetime, and some people have accepted my message and some rejected by closing their heart and their mind to what I have to tell them. Now, I have had to learn that it's okay to walk away from those who refuse to hear my message or accept my truth, sometimes even within my own family. Now, some of you might think, well, how could you walk away from your own family? Well, let me tell you, I haven't had to completely walk away from anyone in my immediate family, but I have separated myself from some intentionally for my own good, because I am not emotionally going to burden myself by their rejection, and I want to focus on those who do want to hear my message about Jesus. Now, I have explained before that I've been met in all ways by sharing my faith with some people. People have been hostile, indifferent, and some are just plain disbelieving. And I've been harassed to the point of having to block them, and yes, walked away from some people that I was once close to. But the truth is that I don't dwell on any of that. I don't dwell on being rejected, because I am aligned with my personal journey, and I realize that every seed I plant will eventually take root and grow into a giant mustard plant. And that will quickly grow, and it will create more seeds before it dies, leaving more seeds to plant in the place in the next season of life. So I simply move ahead, planting all the seeds that I can wherever I go. And this alone allows me to have courage when others might see defeat. Either way, I feel like I'm prepared for the outcome because God has equipped me in every single way. My calling doesn't hinge on someone accepting my message or accepting me, only on my ability to share it, in hope that others will be faithful enough to share it too. So today's message is you have two actions to fulfill when sharing your journey. When someone chooses to receive your message, accept that and help them create action using their belief. Help them grow. And if they reject it, well, walk away and shake the dust off of your feet, bidding them farewell in love, where they can remain negative and reject your message. Simply let the door close, because closed doors do not define who you are in Christ. They refine you. They make you resilient and remind you of the purpose that you've been chosen for. Use this verse as a spiritual guide to understanding that rejection is not the end, but truly just the beginning. Stand firm in your faith with the heart of Christ within you and seek to share more of his love and light. Reflect love even when you are rejected. Be compassionate even to those who reject salvation. Become contagious to all the people who seek to find Jesus more. Draw them in with your message and with your love. I promise you, this journey, it is not in vain, even if you are being rejected. Well, all I would say then is that you're doing something right. You see, the devil doesn't go after those that he can control. Rejection is simply strength and power pointing others to Christ. And my friend, rejection simply means that you're being very efficient and good at it. In a world where you could be anything, choose to be love. Love is the answer. If this resonated with you, please like and share my post. And thank you for your donations to my divine mission and for helping me to keep my messages alive. I'll see you next time.